London is really a young person's capital. There's so much to see here. People dress up, people express themselves. There's a lot about British individuality here, which is incredibly inclusive. Everyone's free to be themselves, and I think that's created a culture which is incredibly vibrant on the street. Part of living here is that you take all that in, and that's, in the end, that becomes part of you, and that as a designer then you become more creative. London Fashion Week now is an absolute hotbed of innovation and creativity and business. In a way it hasn't been for many a year. We're on a real high here, so, and then the whole world is looking at us. These days in London Fashion Week we have many designers coming from abroad to show here. We have Tom Ford who shows here, we've got LREN Scott is showing here, and we have very big brands here who are homegrown, Burberry and Mulberry. British art education was really founded after the Second World War, and since then it's been building and building, and we've got a particular specialist expertise in fashion, which has been, you know, coming out from London and UK fashion colleges since the 80s. There are many different centres of excellence. There are two incredible colleges for textiles and embroidery in Scotland, Glasgow and Edinburgh. There are colleges, say there's one in Cornwall called Falmouth College, which is incredibly expressive, and St Martin's, which has an extraordinary track record in producing incredible talent such as Alexander McQueen, Christopher Kane, Jonathan Saunders, and a whole generation who are now succeeding in London. If you're an international student, you come to London and you want to set up here, learn everything you can, then you do gain credibility in your home country, because it's like the stamp of excellence. It's a gold standard of fashion credibility. More and more we're seeing more international students coming here. We have Peter Pilotto who came from Belgium, we have Mary Katrantzou who's Greek, we have Schwab who's Greek-Austrian, and it becomes a community. And we do see a lot of designers who come here, many from Asia, who prefer to show in London Fashion Week because it actually projects to their own countries in a very powerful way. The fashion houses of the world are populated by students who've been through this education, so it's not just an opportunity in your own country, it gives you the qualifications to work anywhere in the world. And the top houses in Louis Vuitton, Lanvin, Marc Jacobs, Hermes, you know, all these places. You go into the studios and they're speaking in English with English accents, and they have degrees from our best colleges. So we educate the world. David Koma is a really interesting designer because he came from Georgia, from the former USSR, and he studied in London at St Martin's and did an MA course under Professor Louise Wilson, which is the elite of fashion education. David is incredibly focused and incredibly good at shape and proportion, and he's a really shining example of somebody who's come through as an international student and studied at St Martin's and become great. London is the gateway to fashion. It's a pathway to careers of all kinds in fashion. Being educated in London means you belong to the world community of elite fashion.